right. What up, everyone?
All right. Hey, excited to be here and share some more Isu's goodness.
Yep, yep.
Excited there we are.
All
Check
right.
this
Yeah,
out. We are live.
cool. Let me bring this up for myself also, just so I have chat in a different place. All right.
I realize I need to get a second Isu so I can get it in my big rack.
All right. Yeah, I'll send you another one.
Yeah.
Um, what's up, DJ Unya? What up? Why not? What's going on, y'all?
Good to see everybody.
Yep, for sure. All right. Happy Friday. Yeah, I'm glad it's Friday. I'll tell you that. You get a chance to explore your Isu yet? Yeah, well, we'll just you know go through some patches, take some questions, give some answers. Got some special new goodies for y'all. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, cool. Glad to hear it. Glad to hear it. All right. Any questions you have? Any anything you want to know, or open this up some more. We got a whole
Trifecta of trifectas.
yep. Even though it's the old panel, it's cool. I got the protos. It's all right.
Yeah, Oski
Uh,
did you was like, what's the difference? You're like, yeah, you gotta look at the arrows. Yeah.
yeah, the arrows, and then also the logo for Isu's trifecta is
Oh
a
yeah.
different. Um, and then we removed uh,
Yeah.
that top line that was kind of too
Yeah.
close to the. Here, you see this right here. That top line is like too close to the screw hole,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
yeah, this one already like scratched off.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't have that. All right. Let's see. Think I want to just go over a couple things that we can show people to kind of get around quickly, and just basic usage. Um, Let me add one more full screen of this. So
Yeah, while you're poking around that, I'll mention been working on some 2.0 features, and one of them is the macro knobs, right? Which is essentially modulation from the front panel knobs, right? Um, but that'll make it easier so that you don't have to wire up devices necessarily to control things. Um, and that one went in relatively easy. Um, the piece I think we're still teasing out is how to implement and make it easy to use doing like offsets and inversions on modulation. Because I think that'll be where for the knobs at least, like the power can really come in where you can turn a knob and increase the value on one parameter, but be decreasing it on another parameter.
yeah,
yeah, I think that'll be useful.
Yeah, it's I haven't even got to try it yet, but I'm excited to try that out and uh, see how it speeds up workflow. And yeah, we talked about this a bit, but yeah, we think it'll speed up the workflow of the module and just give you access to do things more quickly. So
Yep.
also, we got a lot of like quick buttons in there and things like that. So, like for instance, uh, if you hold Shift in Settings and turn a knob, that's the quick modulation configuration. And you see it has this line on it, and you have to meet that chase marker before it'll move. And then you can scroll through all eight of the CVs, and also you can scroll through the envelope follower there. Um, yeah,
Right. So this is a quick way to assign a modulation source to a parameter by holding those two buttons and then turning the knob of the parameter that you want to change the source for.
right. So say
Yep.
we had crush tone, and we wanted to affect the tone. You could just hold shift in settings, and then turn the tone button, the tone pot, and then that'll allow you to quickly assign CV to that setting or that parameter, should I say?
Yeah.
So um, then we have like some quick menus. So if you hold Shift and Settings, hit down. This brings up a quick menu. Maybe I should go back to the other view so y'all can see this a little better. If you see the middle one, number two screen, we've got, you can set to default settings on all of the effects. Um, well, you can set it to the on the current effect. You can set it on all effects, clear effects, also. So everything goes to none if you clear. Just some, quick things.
Yeah.
Also, uh, shift and edit will like bypass that current uh, select the currently selected effect slot, and same button press to remove it. And then if you hold shift, so if I set this to a compressor per se, hold shift and press down, you can go through and change what slot that effect is in. So yeah. Also, you'll see you may see some little numbers up here. That's just all purely for us testing and stuff like that. That won't be on the normal modules. But uh, there's, if you say you send a clock into it, then you'll get, your BPM popping up here as you see on this way. And can't get it, but you get it. Um, so yeah, I don't know. Should we just go through the sound demo first and just kind of give them an idea of how I built things up here?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so let me mute some things. Give me a second. So actually, let's start with the bass line. So I'm going to bypass all of the effects just so you can hear kind of what the bass line is, just dry. And we got for the bass line, this is Osiris going straight into Isu. I got some things not muted, but it's okay. Let's see. So here I started off with a filter. Gave it some resonance. Cutoff is not too crazy low, but I was thinking about modulating it. I just didn't get to that, but yeah, I put up some res on it, give it a little bit more growl. It's got some drive on it, and then the Q comp is all the way up to 100%. So because we on bass and I'm adding resonance, I didn't want to lose that bass. So it allows you to cut that Q comp, allows you to kind of keep that bass in there while turning up resonance. Yo, what up, CV Dope? And then next, I kind of wanted to EQ it a little bit, so I put a 4-band EQ on it.
Yeah, one of the new UI things you'll see, we got out just before the module shipped, but weren't in the previous videos, is when you're in chase mode on a knob now, there's a little arrow that appears, you can see on the edge of the knob, pointing the direction you need to go to lock it to where the parameter actually is. And so once you lock, that arrow goes away and you're locked in.
Boom. Yep, just like that.
Yep.
So here, let's see. I added, I'm sure. Oh, I must have turned the gain down because it was booming already. So, but I did. Here's where you like do your gain, and on the alt page is where you set the frequency. So I'm not sure. See, I got it set around 60 hertz just to boost that up a little bit. I left this where it was, left that. Well, I turned that up just a bit, and this one is just tilted down a bit, and that is just where your peak is gonna be. Picking each peak of this EQ. And then I put a compressor on it, make it a little bit meaner. And here I can go into this and see like all 4 of my parameters. I can see I have threshold, ratio, attack, and release here. But yeah, I got my threshold there. It's probably on what's that? 33 millisecond attack, pretty short release, 4:1 ratio, and that's it on that one. All right, let's mute this. This next one, I'm not going to talk too much about this. This is something new we got coming out. This is definitely not the name of it. I probably should have renamed this. Let's mute everything. So I'm going to be a little tight-lipped on this one. I'm going to just turn it on. I'm not going to talk about it too much. And it just like gave it this ethereal feel. And I just threw another ping pong on top of that to make it bounce left and right. Bring that bass in. Yeah. So just a little, sound demo of how I'm using it to, build tracks and, make things. like I said, we can do some patching, go through any questions y'all have, anything like that. So, uh,
Uh, yeah,
go
we
ahead.
had a question in chat about being able to share patches and stuff like that. And I answered quickly in chat. But yeah, again, short answer is yes, we'd like to provide that. It requires access to the USB port on the module to send that stuff back and forth. And so, along with the updates to the module, which I've done some of already, verify the basic ideas work, we also have to build an application that runs to allow that patch management. So two benefits to that. One, even if you're not sharing patches, you'll be able to pull your patches and store them on a drive and then push them back out if you want. But then also, yeah, community-wise, people will be able to share patches.
Yeah, yeah. We talked about this a while ago, and it was kind of something that we knew that we wanted to do, but just needed to work on important things first, kind of. I mean, not saying that it's not important, but in the scheme of things, yeah.
Yep.
Um,
So yeah, by the way, that's the first time I've heard Prism as well. So that sounds really nice.
yeah, I was kind of holding that from him because I wanted to show it to him when it was pretty much complete.
Yeah.
We do have another one also. Um, this one is micro loop, and this will be dropping soon also. And this is, I'll talk about this one a little bit. This is kind of like a loop based effect. Um, let me mute everything again, and we'll go through this one. So you've got a length control, and this is the length of the loop, and it can go really freaking low.
You get really quiet when you turn the music, by the way.
Oh, it's probably because let me just turn this down a bit. How about that? A little bit better?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We got a time control and a length, and this determines the length of each loop. Let me actually put this in fully wet so you can hear it. So this is the length of the loop, and you can go like really short, 0.1 seconds, all the way up to 3.5 seconds. Then you've got some divisions here, and this kind of locks the loops to a grid when you have a clock coming in, so everything is kind of musical. And you've got like triplets, and then you've got a shape where you can pick different kind of shapes for each loop to come through. And then you've got a mode. So these different modes, I'm just gonna shut up for a second and let you guys hear these modes. This one starts adding some octave down with the octave up. And let me put the mix back up. So. And then like there's a couple different flavors of some of these, and they just sound better on some things and worse on some things. Like this doesn't really sound good here, but it sounds good on other things. It's kind of hard to like explain, but yeah. There you go. Power, sustain, weave, octave up. kind of harder to hear those modes, but we'll go back to that. Then you got a reverse, and this is a probability of how. It's a probability of if the loop will, be played reverse. So at 50%, you got a 50-50 chance of reverse. 100, everything's reversed. And then you got an 8 loop count. I wanted to keep it kind of light, and each loop takes a slightly high amount of CPU. So we got 8 loops. It was kind of enough to get that flowing texture that I wanted. But you can also turn it down to just 2 loops and get some cool, like, weird things out of it. Let's go back to the modes really quick. So we got fifth up, 7th, 5th, 4th, 3rds, unison, up, down. Yeah, no overview of micro loop. Just making sure everything's good. No bugs, no freezing, things like that. So I don't send it out to you guys and you're like, yo, what's going on with this thing? Yeah. You guys got any questions?
So you might also mention that so micro loopers coming out in the next release soon, right?
That'll be 1.5, yeah. And also, I don't think we really mentioned that 1.4 is up on our website. That fixes 2 things.
114, you mean? But
114, yeah.
Yeah, I think they were just those display issues, right?
Yeah. It was just one of the effects was not properly displaying its value right, and we fixed that. I think it was one of the verbs or one of the shimmers.
Yeah.
But yeah, so just so you guys know, 1.14 is up on the website. You can grab that and upload it. But yeah, we'll be coming out with 1.5 soon. We're continuing to work on things and, just make sure we make this the best we can. I'm using this also for personal use. So, I mean, personally, I want it to be the best, and for you. So I think that's for both of us. So, yeah. Chris, anything else you think we should go over? I know I went over a couple of the quick things, but
yeah. Are there any? What are the odd button stuff? We hit bypass. You did effect ordering. Yeah. Why don't you quickly just show the deferred selection and explain that as well? Yeah.
Yeah. Cool. All right. So deferred select. Let's play this. So say we're on this effect here on micro loop. If you hold shift and go left or right, you can start picking what effect you want to be on before you switch it. So like there's no change in continuity, you know what I mean? So once you let go of shift, Professor X is going to be active. And you didn't have to skip through all of those effects and like hear different, here being affected by the different effects. Now you can just let go and we're on Professor X. Hold shift, move to something else, go to sweeper.
Yeah. So the indicator is obviously the effect name is blinking, letting you know you're in the deferred selection mode. And the reason we didn't make that the default was you needed some key to tell you that you were done doing the selection, right? So, and when you're not playing, when you're not performing, sometimes being able to quickly go through effects and listen to them is a nice feature. But yeah, if you're in a performance kind of mode and you want to switch between effects but not have to go through all the others, yeah, that's a good feature.
Yeah, and then I'll just show like some of our settings page that we feel is pretty useful. So if you got CV coming in, let me just hit play on this. And as you can see here, we've got CV coming in on CV3, and you can kind of see what's going on your CVs, especially if you have a lot plugged in. Just gives you an idea of what's happening where you are, and also at the end down here where my finger is, you have the envelope follower and the ducking. Um, so I guess I can go into that a little bit.
Yes, in some ways, this is a informational screen. Um, but I think in a lot of ways it's a debug kind of informational screen, like validating that you think what's happening with your modulation is actually happening, right?
Yep.
And that's especially, I think, important again with the ducking and the envelope follower, that you can actually see that they're doing something.
Yeah. And we've got some modulation presets here, so you can select FX1 and 2 main. Just a different combination of.
Right. So if you don't want to go through and individually assign parameters to modulation sources, these presets are a great way just to pull them in. The first one's clear, which gets rid of all the modulation settings. But the second one takes um, CV inputs 1 through 4 and assigns them to the main parameters on effect 1, and then CV inputs 5 through 8 and assign them to the main parameters on effect 2. So that's what the first 3 do. They do that with 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and 1 and 3. And then the last ones are assigning all 8 CVs to all of the parameters for a given effect. So first one there obviously assigns all CV modulations to all of the parameters on effect 1, and then 2 and 3 as well.
Yeah. And if you guys kind of like find that have ideas for things that would be useful also, you guys can let us know, and we'll definitely try to pop that up in there. um, then you have your main modulation page. The main thing that you can do on this page that you can't do with the quick modulation is route to the envelope follower. um,
No, you can do envelope follower. You can't do the global
Global. I'm sorry.
destinations. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So that's the 3 bypass, um, the
Yeah. Bypass
ducking, gain, and
and
decay.
CV8 preset.
Right.
And maybe we should talk about this a little bit too. Um, this CV8 to preset in the mod config means that everything else loses connection to CV8 port, and the CV8 port takes a voltage. Uh, it takes a voltage that will change the preset. So this voltage, 1 to 5 volts, will change through uh, all 20 presets. So you could use something like your voltage block or some type of step voltage or even a sequencer. You could use Hermod. You could use any type of sequencer, step sequencer, and to just manually adjust steps. But yeah, you'll push the voltage up and it'll scroll through the different presets. So what that means is if I have this beat and then I'm transitioning into a whole new beat, then there could be you know a CV switch that happens, a trigger that happens that moves it to the next step, right? And then that next step switches the actual preset that you have loaded here. So you can get to scrolling through all of your presets just with CV, and then add that into your live set to make it just automatically do it, and you don't have to worry about it. So you could have this preset here. Oops. Uh, right, and then with the CV, I guess I should just put some CV in it and do it.
Just
Uh,
do it.
yeah. Oops. And we're gonna put it on, and then I'll just use this um, LFO that I got going, and then you guys can see uh, it's just scrolling through presets.
Works like a champ.
Yeah. So you got different ways to set, or you could even use this to just totally switch the effects in the middle of in the middle of a patch or something like that, and have it flipping back and forth and stuff like that. So yeah,
Yeah.
that is that.
Another 2.0 feature, which we've mentioned, is the scenes, which is in some ways a different flavor of this kind of thing. Um, in current kind of experimentations on getting that up and running, I think I had it set up with 3 scenes, so that you'd get enough space between scenes as you're sweeping voltage to switch between scenes. But the difference between a preset and a scene is that the scene there's 3 scenes within a given preset, and so there's 3 different values for each of the effect parameters in each of those 3 scenes. And then as you transition between scenes, the values for the parameters are interpolated. Um, and yeah.
Yeah, and that'll give you, okay, so think of it like this. If you wanted to uh make like a dub track or something like that, right? And let's just use the quick thing, set all to defaults. Oops, no, I want to clear all, actually. Clear all effects.
Ooh, it didn't clear the bypass. That's a
Oh.
bug. I'm going to write that down.
um, so say we have, let's just go to Isu's rhythm, which is kind of like our dub delay, right? And you wanted to have uh certain scenes where it's like calm and then like really dubbed out. I don't have. I should. I need to patch something up in this one, but yeah, it'll be calm or really dubbed out. Like your feedback will be here, and you could have like your wow and flutter up, and your like cutoff at a certain point, right? And then your next scene would be your cutoff here, your feedback is here, and maybe your wow and flutter is all the way up, or your time has changed, right? And then it'll interpolate between those 2 scenes. So uh you'll, with one knob turn, you pretty much have a macro to turn between, to turn all of these knobs. All pretty much is what it is, like turning one knob to make a sweep between 3 settings of all of the knobs. So
Of all the effects.
yeah, of all the effects. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm super excited to try that too. I
Yeah.
think that's going to be a game changer for us. Um, yeah, we're just trying to make sure that it's super easy and quick to get around the module. Yeah,
Yeah, technically speaking, again, things like the macro knobs and the scenes, um, technically they're not super hard to do, but getting a smooth, useful user interface right is the hard thing, because we don't want to go into menu diving and whatnot. Um, that's why we came up with the quick way to change the modulation source for a parameter, because just to do one thing, you'd have to go to the system menus and scroll over to the thing and then get to the right parameter, and just a lot of work.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Let's see. I think we went through most of the settings. Well, we'll just go through this. I'll show it on this one because I actually have things up there. So, this first setting screen is your mix screen, and it allows you to see the wet and dry mix for all three of your effect slots, and then a master gain, or a master output gain on this last knob here. Um, let's see. Then this next screen is pretty much for your duck input. It has the duck amount, the duck decay, and then this last knob is your envelope follower gain. And we put this here so if you're using your envelope follower as a CV source for one of your parameters, you can then edit, you know, edit you know, the level of that CV coming in. You can kind of adjust it, and we, kind of did a plus minus thing. You can take it down into the negatives and up into the positives. So yeah, so you can kind of like boost or uh, turn it down in a speaking of it in a volume aspect.
Yeah. Yeah.
Then yeah, so that's pretty much all the configuration screens. I mean, and everything else really should be, pretty self-explanatory. This hitting the edit brings up the four knob view, which allows you to see all of your parameters quickly. And then if you turn a knob, it'll still go to that big pot view on the screen. You hit alt, it switches over to your alt parameters. Um, yeah. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Let's see. CV says, honestly, I'm over here happy, laughing at how good this module is. Y'all really killed it with accuracy. Thank you, bro. Appreciate that.
Now we just
Appreciate.
need everybody else to know.
Yeah, yeah. Trying to got to get the word out. So,
Yeah. Yep.
also, anybody that's in the stream that's not in our Discord channel, you can join our Discord. The link is, matter of fact, I'll just put a link in here right now. How about that?
Good. So yeah, it's our intention. The 2.0 release is really probably maybe there'll be some other features we think of later on, but those are just some features we were thinking of that we didn't want to hold up 1.0 for. But besides that, we'll be, trying to get out releases that have new effects. And obviously, we're limited by eventually we'll run out of memory. So we won't be able to add any new ones after that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
And, we're, like we said, we're still working on things as far as effects and stuff like that. What I would like to do is have some type of like mastering effects. I've tried my hand at a couple of them. They all sucked. So I just threw them in the garbage and start again. But that's kind of like my next thing that I want to tackle is having like some type of stereo widener. And also, if you guys have ideas for effects, maybe something that we're not thinking about, you can let us know, and we'll definitely try to work on it. Like Chris said, we are limited on space on how many we can add more, but I think we'll just get a list of things that we kind of want to put on the drawing board and see what's more important, and then we'll pick the effects from there just to make sure we get uh the most important kind of things in, right? But yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. It's really a simple module, and just wanted it to be quick and easy to come up with a sound and get around and do what you needed to do, you know?
Yeah.
Um, for instance, go ahead. If you
Yeah,
had some,
we did talk about savings. So when you edit, when you load a preset from the preset library, it's copied into the active configuration or the active snapshot, um, which is also saved to Flash. Um, every time you adjust a parameter for that active effect or active preset, uh, it is after 5 seconds of not touching any parameters anymore, it is automatically saved into the active preset again. Um, this means you're not changing your actual preset that you made while you're doing all the editing. But once you've gotten to the place where you've liked your changes, you can go ahead and then save the active preset, active snapshot back into an actual preset library entry.
you know, and to add on to that, it's kind of like even if you adjust your settings, um, you never lose your exact preset until you save over it.
Yeah.
So, okay, you adjusted some settings, you turned some knobs, blah blah blah, and you made things different, but uh you'll turn it off and turn it back on, and those settings will load. But until you save it, right? That preset is not actually changed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other side of that is if you then went to load a new preset without having saved it, you will lose that information. The old preset that
Yeah.
had the original version will still be there, but if you load a new one on top of that, you'll lose that. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. All right. So let's go out of this, and we've got rhythm. And I just want to show you guys how quickly you can just set something up and get it going. So this is oxychoral. Simple sound, right? I'll say let's go with uh, let's go with a crush tone. Make it a little dirty. Got some tone on there. You can pick your filter type. And then we will let's get a tape delay going. Get a clock going so it has something to chew on. Oh, I need to plug a clock in. Yep. Sorry, need a longer cable. All right, got a clock. Let me just record something really quick. Oh, that's way too high. Do a little bit better than that. tape, and we'll degrade this. This module is a little low. Let's boost up the gain. And on this effect, the degrade affects the feedback because it's degrading the tape and it can't really feedback as well, right? So you turn the grade down while you have feedback up and you'll get more feedback. And then we can finish it off with like little shimmer. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this modulation. We kind of coded it where you can go crazy with this, and you know, if you guys, once I talk to a couple people about this, if they want me to, I can dial it back more to a more manageable area. But really, what I do is mostly play with the modulation rate, and then I'll have the mod depth at like 1 or 2%. And then it'll give you some nice like movement in your in the shimmer. Then you got a pre-delay. Yeah. So we just, you know, quickly took a sound from nothing to something.
Yeah, and that something was really nice because it's one of those things that's very ambient and dronish. You could have just let that play for hours, you know.
Yeah. And then like that's where kind of like messing with your wet dry comes in too. Like sometimes you could just totally take out the dry signal and let that wet go wild, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like we said, the module's pretty simple. I think we pretty much covered everything about it, how you use it. You see how quick it is to use it. Anybody got any questions? Any questions, comments, concerns?
Ideas?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and we're splitting time between the updates for this and a new module. Maybe even in parallel working on several ideas, but we have one that is targeted to be the next module.
Sure. Yeah, we're working. So, I mean, if nobody has any questions, man, like, you know, thank you guys for coming. Appreciate your time. Hope everybody enjoys it, and you know, have a good weekend.
Happy Isuing.
Sir. All right, guys, y'all have a good day. I think we're gonna end here. I'm super hungry.
All right, guys, take it easy.
All right.